Well, this really is quite uplifting. There is so much to raise the mood all around us. After all, this is when, in the face of anything, hope springs eternal, and the fans puff out their chests proudly. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So it's down to business here. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, I think it's hard to ignore this guy, Mike Maignan, Peter. You don't normally pick a goalkeeper as a potential match winner, but I think his consistency has to allow him an exception, because I think he's just very solid in all aspects of his game, and he has a great relationship with this defence.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. Serginho. Now he's got space here. No, that's been intercepted. Ribery. And De Ketelara. Spinazzola. And Østigard. Gabia. And Tomori. And it's Koopmeiners. And this is Ibrahimovic. Great ball, and he's in here. There's the shot! Goal!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Milan have their opener. It is a goal of real significance.
Yeah, that's exactly what they required, but they need to be careful now. That goal could serve as a wake-up call for the hosts.
Zaniolo. And that's going right the way across. Well, that pass isn't the best. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. That's an imaginative pass. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. And he's running through. Milan were a team looking for an outlet, and it seems, Jim, as though they've found one.
Yeah, and if that allows them to get people running at and even going beyond that defence, then you can start asking more questions.
And we have our very first corner. And that has been cleared. That'll be a throw-in. Nesta. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. Oh, that's a key interception. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
He's found a way through. Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. And he is going into that little black book.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
Well, this may not be the kindest angle for a direct hit.
Well, great position for a cross this, Peter. Now to get good contact on it.
Van Basten. Nesta did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. And it's Ibrahimovic. And that pass just didn't quite work. And vicious ball here. Pirlo promptly onto that, and that is that. And he's there to retrieve it. What a throw in. Chooses to go cross-field. Gullit gets on the end of things as a matter of habit. That has ended up in no man's land. Shevchenko. Gullit. And Gullit! Oh, that was no routine save.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Milan given another corner. Corner number 2 then.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And he's in on Ibrahimovic! Now, who's going to be first to this? Spinazzola wins the duel this time. Zaniolo. Whistle's gone, that's a foul.
Milan really should be happy to let this half run out now and go again second.
No, not quite on the same wavelength. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. De Ketelaere takes control of it and he's on the move. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
And he's making progress on the ball.
Il quarto uomo indica 2 minuti di recupero.
Well read, nice interception. Serginho is one whose deliveries we all know about. Maldini. And the first 45 minutes are up. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Reflections on the first half?
Well, I'm a little bit worried for them and the way they've looked in transitions, Peter. They've been a bit exposed, so they might be only one down, but they can't afford to have any more sloppy moments. Concede another and we know it's an awful long way back.
Milan are 1-0 up at half-time and it's all to play for.
Attenzione, un cambio.
There's the start of the second half.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out. See if you can open them up a bit more.
And this is Ibrahimovic. Tomori. Milan do appear to have made a half-time change.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
And here's Van Basten. Pull it. Always onto this. Great chance! Fantastic from Kaka! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! A 2-goal lead and they're firmly in control. Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Milan are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
The turning of the screw comes to mind, Peter. They've got them where they want them.
And he's picked it up out wide. Nicely shaped ball. And this is Van Basten. Oh, that's well spotted. Threads one in. And this is Pirlo. Header! Oh, it's fallen kindly here. And it's there! And they are pulling clear here. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Listen, he would have been a...
And that's it. And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin. A very good evening to you all.